Intimidates a lot of players. You know, she goes out there and she's already hopping up and down, and you know, she's just ready to play right when she goes out there.
She is only 20 years old, but she has the air of a champion.
You watch her walk and you're going, my God, there goes a winner. You know, she just walks with a champion's walk.
She presents the type of challenge that has been enough to motivate a legend like Martina to extend her career.
She's the ultimate player to beat, so she's #1. So again, if she hadn't been around, I wouldn't be around anymore. So I should thank her and cuss her at the same time.
Steffi Graf embodies a rare combination. She has the concentration of a Chris Everett. She has the athletic ability of a Martina. And she appears to always be in control, while even the greatest players lose their poise. While she often appears to be emotionless, there was a time when emotions were her biggest problem.
I was terrible in the beginning. That was my problem. I was getting upset by umpire calls, and I started to cry very easy. And I lost a couple matches through that. And then one day I said, I'm going to try to be a little bit more quiet, and I tried it. And since then, I've had no troubles.
Graf's record is almost unbelievable. She's won 38 straight matches. Her record in 1989 was 83-2. Her most famous loss would occur in the French Open to Arantxa Sanchez. Her upset by the 17-year-old Spanish sensation cost her a second Grand Slam. Despite the defeat, Steffi showed genuine sportsmanship and a rare expression of emotion.
I felt good for her. You know, she's a nice girl, and it came natural to me. I mean, if you would have told me I would do that after losing a match, I would say, I don't know if I'm going to do it, you know. But it came natural, and I just did it because I felt for it. And, you know, I respect her, and that's why.
Steffi Graf has grown up in the tennis spotlight. From child prodigy to an adolescent 13-year-old who lost a major tournament to Tracy Austin. She is now an international star. Her name is sought in the commercial world. But she is a lady who does not trust everyone.
I have learned that the only people you can trust really are your family, and they have been so good to me, and I need them, and as they need me, and it's a special relationship, and you should keep as long as you can as a family.
1988 was her biggest year, not only winning the Grand Slam, but then winning the Olympic gold medal.
Looking back, to win the 4 biggest tournaments and the Olympics, it was such a tough thing because you have to be physically, you have to be fit, you have to play your best tennis, you have to go through a lot of tough players, and to do that on those 5 tournaments, I think that's very, very hard. And this year, with a little bit luck, I could have done it again, and that's just amazing.
Everyone knows that Steffi has the talent. They're realizing now that she has the heart and the smile of a champion.
Champion Steffi Graf will be the centre of attention as she starts her assault on a 3rd consecutive Australian Open. To many tennis fans, Graf is the greatest. The 20-year-old German has steamrolled her way to one of the most remarkable records in the game. Graf commences her 1990 Grand Slam campaign against 17-year-old American left-hander Carrie Cunningham.
As she said, she's won 7 of the last 8 Grand Slam tournaments. She's the #1 player in the world champion.
Should be playing with the fellas, I think.
Well, she warmed up with Boris Becker today.
Well, until he said, please, I've had enough, you're hitting too hard.
But Carrie Cunningham is only 17 years of age, and she's a very tenacious young player, and ranked number 85 in the world, so she's ranked extremely high for someone of her age.
And she's had quite a bit of experience. She's been on the circuit for 2 years. She is left-handed, as you said, and obviously a girl with a great deal of talent, but what a moment it must be for her to face a legend, only 20 years of age, but Steffi Graf already, people are comparing her with the absolute greats of the game, Billie Jean King, Margaret Court, and more recently, Martina Navratilova.
Well, she has to be considered one of the all-time greats because she won the Grand Slam, and that's no mean feat, and she's only 20 years of age, just out of her teens, and she can still accomplish so much more in tennis, and she's a great example for all the juniors coming along.
Yes, and to put a stamp on winning the Grand Slam the following year to back up and win 3 out of 4. But here is a closer look at Carrie Cunningham, just 17 years of age, ranked 85. unseeded, of course. There are 16 seeds in the main draw to prevent the leading players from playing each other in early matches.
She's had quite a bit of success on the junior circuit, won the US Juniors in 1988 and the US Grass Court 18s in 1988, and also the US Nationals in 1987, but got to the semi-finals of the Virginia Slims in Houston in 1989, had several good wins there, one win over Katerina Maleva. So she's a very experienced player, and she's getting a lot better, getting better quite quickly on our tour.
But still improving, obviously. Steffi Graf only lost 2 matches in 1989.
Well, that's pretty scary. She lost 2 matches, as you said, one to Gabriela Sabatini in the finals of the Amelia Island tournament, and then the other one at the French Open to Arantxa Sanchez last year. So absolutely fantastic record. She's won everything in sight, and if she hasn't won it, she's been a finalist there.
And of course, defending champion here in Australia, and looking for her 3rd consecutive championship. Just an outstanding effort, and still, it's incredible to believe, only 20 years of age. A great athlete, a great champion, a great representative of her country. And the umpire for tonight's first round match is Jane Tate. To the Ford Australian Open at the National Tennis Centre, Flinders Park. Players taking their last warm-up serves.
Ladies and gentlemen, this first round match will be the best of 3 sets. First 2 tie-break, 3rd set advantage. Carrie Cunningham won the spin and chose to serve. Time.
Looks like the Swedish contingent here a little bit early.
Yes, there's no Swedish players on the lineup tonight. We saw a couple
Carrie Cunningham to serve.
German faces before on the screen.
Play.
And play begins.
Love 15. Love 13.
And Carrie's a very tenacious player out there. She almost went to serve to the wrong side that time.
Well, you could imagine having a heart rate of probably about 100 at the moment. Must be a daunting experience for her. It's the electric eye that's calling the service line, which wasn't working earlier in the day on this court.
Love 40.
And that's the forehand from Steffi Graf that is feared by so many players. She hits it with such power and control.
The first game for Steffi Graf, leading 1-love with a break. 20 seconds, ready to get on with play. She likes to play quickly, Takes no time changing ends or between points.
Superb tennis from both players. And the German fans really loving it out there. And Steffi trying to come into the net a little bit more these days. And the backhand is Carrie's best shot, and that was a superb return. It was a good serve from Steffi as well.
30-15.
That's better, the first ace of the night. But Carrie showing no signs of being intimidated.
First service. All. .40.
And I thought that overhead was going to be a winner from Steffi, but it just shows you how tenacious Carrie is. And she's not being rushed by Steffi either, taking her time. Very experienced player for someone only 17 years of age.
Game, Cunningham. One game all.
And Graf ready to get on with it again. Absolutely bustling to play every point.
Love 15.
Well, Steffi's a great competitor out there. She gets on with her tennis. She doesn't take much time between points, and occasionally if there's a bad call she might just look at the umpire just to confirm it, but very good sportsmanship out there.
Love 30.
Well, a lot of players don't like playing against left-handers, but Steffi doesn't have a problem. She's beaten the best left-hander in the world several times, Martina Navratilova. And Carrie puts a lot of spin on her serves. You can see how the the ball was spinning away down the center of the court, away from Steffi.
$15.30.
Net.
First service. $15.40.
Not one first serve into court this game for Carrie. And with that double
Graf.
fault gives up another break of serve. Now trails 2-1.
Graf leads 2 games to 1.
Again was first out, but had to
Seats
go
quickly,
back
please,
to
ladies
the
and
bag
gentlemen.
to
Thank
recover
you.
something. Ready to play. Large crowd still settling down.
Out. 15 love.
And that wasn't actually an overrule. The linesperson called unsighted. So Jane Tabor made the call. What power.
What can you do about a shot like that?
30 love.
Carrie was matching Steffi, just nailing those balls, but look at the movement. Steffi Graf always on her toes and just pouncing on those balls.
40 love.
Steffi has got an extremely big serve.
Net.
First service.
Well, Steffi has to have one of the hardest serves in women's tennis. Great court coverage.
40-15.
That was just great movement from Carrie. We watch it from the reverse angle. Steffi was covering the right shot then, but a great cross-court forehand from Carrie.
Out.
40-30.
And you could see the concentration on Carrie's face there. She's taking her time, not letting Steffi rush her at all between points.
Gain Graf.
Well, just extraordinary composure.
Graf leads 3 games
Such
to
a
1.
young person, only 17 years of age, but hasn't lost a point, I don't think, through being overawed by the situation.
No, she seems to love the pace from Steffi. The harder Steffi hits it, the more Carrie loves it.
15 love.
It's very difficult to read Carrie's forehand. And Steffi just guessing the wrong way here. She had to commit herself one way or the other. And Carrie just able to hold the ball on her racket long enough to hit it to where Steffi wasn't.
Thirty love. Love.
The un-American, but Steffi Graf leads 3-2. At this moment, we'd like to welcome Adelaide viewers on SAS 7. Steffi Graf is leading 3 games to 2. It's been 3 breaks of serve, 2 in Graf's favour.
Love. All. $15-30.
First double fault for Graf.
All.
Follows a double fault up with a blistering serve. Carrie could hardly get her racket on that serve.
The service of Graf hitting the mark less than 33% of the time at the moment.
$30-40. Juice.
Well, this is quite unusual that Steffi gets pushed so hard in an early match.
Well, I don't think Steffi will mind. This is a good test for her.
Advantage Graf.
Carrie Cunningham, only 17 years of age, from Michigan in the United States, has not been intimidated for one moment by this girl.
Deuce.
That was a very tense little second serve then. It only just crept over the net. I think there was a little body language trying to push it over. Is that body English?
Net.
First service.
I think body language is something else.
Advantage Graf.
Well, Steffi may not have a high percentage of first serves in play, but when she does get it in, they don't come back very often.
Yes, she is running at 100% when they're in, as far as success in those points.
Deuce.
Well, Steffi played in 16 tournaments in 1989 and won 14 of them. And that's a pretty great record.
Golden opportunity.
Advantage Graf.
Not a difficult volley. It was high, shoulder height at the net.
Well, she seemed just to rush that volley a little bit.
Deuce.
Well, the crowd's being treated to some great tennis.
And they are really appreciative of Carrie's efforts. So many of the girls, when they go on against Steffi, are intimidated and are unable to play their best, especially in the first set.
Advantage Graf.
So this is the 4th game point for Steffi. She's had one break point against her.
Net.
First service. Gain Graf. Graf leads 4 games to 2.
So after 4 deuces and a real struggle, Graf consolidates her break of serve.
We'll see Steffi in doubles action here at the Ford Australian Open with Gabriella Sabatini. And they make a great combination.
Yes, that'd be a very attractive pair.
Love 15. Love 30. Love 40.
Steffi getting into her stride now.
That was about the only shot that Carrie could play, because that was quite a good drop shot. The ball was below the level of the net and she had to go back cross-court over the lowest part of the net. And it was a great shot.
(30-40). Game Graf, new balls, please.
And on the return, Steffi will serve for the first set at 5-2.
Graf leads 5 games to 2, first set.
Serving for the first set, leading 5-2.
(15-love). (30-love).
Well left, Steffi. That was a very difficult shot, Steffi. We can see from the reverse angle, and just that whip from Carrie, and Steffi electing not to hit it, and just as well it landed just over the baseline.
Game and first set, Graf, 6 games to 2.
Phenomenal court speed by the #1 seed, #1 ranked player in the world, Steffi Graf.
Second set, Cunningham to serve.
Well, a lot of people thought that Carrie had hit a winning volley that time, but Steffi, just seeing that she could get to it, ran it down and hit the winner for the set. And that only took 30 minutes.
Superb athlete is Steffi Graf.
(15-love).
It is her favourite backhand. She prefers to hit her backhand with slice and her forehand with a little bit of topspin.
(30-love). (40-love). Game, Cunningham.
That ace puts Carrie Cunningham 1-love up in the second set.
First game, second set.
The Ford Australian Open ladies singles, the defending champion Steffi Graf playing Carrie Cunningham.
15 love.
A little hesitation from Carrie there, thinking the serve was wide. It was mighty close.
Thirty love. Thirty 15. Out. 40 15.
Well, we saw Steffi come over her backhand on that occasion.
Well, it was a shot that she worked on a great deal during '88 when she was trying to get the better of Martina to rattle over.
Game Graf.
What a beautiful ace for her second.
1 game all, second set.
Knowing that a sliced backhand was not going to be able to pass the great Martina on a regular basis.
Love.
Well, Carrie helped by that net cord, and Steffi still attempting to get to it, but it was pretty impossible for her to do that.
All.
Floating over the baseline.
15-30.
A very small margin.
That was a great idea. Steffi attacking the net and Carrie not having much choice really but to put up the lob, and Steffi running back for it, but very unlucky, Carrie. And it was a great get by Steffi. Most of the people in the crowd thought that it was going to be a winning volley from Carrie, but Steffi's just, she moves around the court so beautifully.
Do you think she was quicker than Martina at her peak?
I think Steffi is quicker, yes.
I agree. What about quicker than that Queensland girl Turnbull?
I can't compare them.
Game, Cunningham.
Cunningham leads 2-1.
Cunningham.
And that is the score. Cunningham leading 2-1 in the second set. Game's on serve.
Love 15.
Carrie's certainly rising to the occasion. It was a good serve from Steffi, but Carrie took that serve so early.
15 all.
Yes, she has that ability, especially on the backhand with the two-fisted shot, very short backswing.
(30-15).
Well, after that first return and the first point, I would think that Steffi might serve a few more serves to the forehand side.
(30 all). (30-40).
Break point.
Game, Cunningham.
And there is the break. Tenacity and courage being rewarded. And Carrie Cunningham is now
Cunningham
leading
leads 3 games to 1.
the current Australian champion, 3-1 in the second set.
First service. Love 15. Love 30. 15-30.
A little bit of luck there for Steffi. Just catching the top of the net, making a very awkward ball for Carrie to run down. 2 break points for Steffi, 15-40.
Game, Graf.
And Carrie is still in the lead, 3-2 on the second set. Her game's back on serve.
Seats quickly, please. Thank you.
But Graf having a real match against young Carrie Cunningham. She's missed it.
Love 15.
A simple high backhand volley, but not a lot of time to play it in.
No, Steffi just elected to go the wrong place with that approach shot, and then I think she was surprised at how easy the backhand volley was. Just rushed it a little bit.
Love 30.
And that was also rushed. I think Steffi's forehand is at its best when she has a little bit of time. If it's really attacked, she has a little bit too much pride and insists on going for a good shot.
Love 40.
Steffi Graf really having a serious match.
$15.40.
And she's handling the pressure situations well, as you would expect.
Well, that was a good tactic from Steffi then, getting the short ball on her backhand and hitting the slice down the line to Carrie's backhand and forcing Carrie into making the error. Almost turned into a very difficult shot for Steffi because that ball didn't come over the net by very much.
Well, you'd have to consider Carrie being a little bit unlucky here because Graf got in 2 out of 3 first serves in from love 40 down.
And Steffi had to be very careful that time that she didn't hit the net with that shot.
Net! First service.
baseline gives Carrie her 4th break point of the game. And the crowd is really
Advantage Cunningham.
appreciating her fight.
Well, I think the tennis is a very high standard. Carrie's loving the pace from Steffi, and they're both coming up with some great winners.
Here's a real chance for the young American.
Game Cunningham.
Tennis Australia hope you're enjoying tonight's play on 7 Summer of Tennis.
And we certainly are. Carrie Cunningham is giving the world's #1 player more than
Bar,
what anybody
please.
would have expected.
Thank you.
Leading 4-2 in the second set, having lost the first set 6-2.
That's just great stuff from Steffi.
Love 15.
Steffi is under real pressure. It's not as if she has just lapsed to be down 4-2. This girl, Carrie Cunningham, has played great tennis.
all.
The second ace. Three for Steffi Graf.
Net!
First service. (30-15).
Steffi's showing signs of being concerned. Her brow is wrinkled a little bit and she's talking to herself. In fact, real concern in that face, I'd say. Clean winner. Now the young American, only 17 years of age,
40-15.
ranked 85 in the world, with 2 game points for a 5-2 lead. As we see this in replay, a perfect forehand down the line, leaving Graf stranded.
I think it's very difficult to read Carrie's forehand. Can't tell whether she's going to go cross-court with it or down the line, and it's that grip that she's got that disguises it so well. And that's why she's able to come up with some of those big winners.
In the second set. Second set against the girl who has won 7 out of the last 8 Grand Slam events. Graf in trouble in the second set.
Love.
Will she lie down? No.
No, well, Steffi needs to get a higher percentage of first serves in play to turn this match around. Steffi's going for a very, very big first serve, and she's not making many of them.
30 love.
Well, both Becker and Lendl, there are the first serve percentages. Graf at 49, Cunningham only at 55. So neither would be considered acceptable.
Love.
And points won when the first serve goes in. Graf by far more successful.
(40-15). Game, Graf.
Very convincing game from Steffi. And those new balls are called for.
Cunningham leads 5-3.
But the way Carrie plays, new ball's not really an advantage for the server this time.
Well, this is Carrie's second appearance at the Australian Open. She defeated Diane Ballestrat from Australia in the first round last year, and then lost to Jana Novotná in the second round.
It was the 5th seeded player this year, isn't Jana?
Jana's moved up on the rankings.
Love 15.
Another great point from both players. Steffi getting unbelievable angle off that shot, and Carrie really had no chance to get the shot from Steffi. These girls are covering a lot of court. A lot of serves close to that service line, and I'm sure they're glad the electronic eye is working tonight.
Love 30.
It was really overhit, some of 3 or 4 meters long. She wouldn't be human if she wasn't feeling a little bit of tension. Missed it. And Graf had the easiest of forehands, of backhands, I mean.
15-30.
Owing to her extraordinary speed up to that angled shot of Cunningham's, it just pushed it wide.
I don't think Steffi could believe that she missed it. That was a big point too. It would have given Steffi triple breakback point, but now it's 15-30.
15-40.
Just overplaying a little bit again.
Well, John Alexander was saying that Carrie should come to the net a little bit more, and very successful on that particular point. She's had the opportunity to come in more often, but just hasn't taken advantage of it.
There is the break back for Steffi Graf. Cunningham remains in the lead. 5-4 in the second set.
Cunningham leads 5.
The roof open for tonight.
Net.
First service.
Such a little cool outside tonight.
It really is. Steffi's still with her warm-up sweater on.
Correction. First service.
Well, I thought that serve was good, but the electronic eye calling it a fault, and I thought there's been a couple. I think there's been a couple of dodgy calls by the electronic eye.
I agree. I thought a few of the serves were a bit long that weren't called. This could mean that the eye has moved inside the line.
Well, that ball was definitely inside the line.
It's focused by human eye before the match.
15 love.
Well, I hope whoever eyesight they're using is good before the match.
It's interesting, players are far more reluctant to criticise a call from the electric eye than a human eye.
$30 love.
Well, it's pretty hard to have a conversation with a machine. You just have to accept what the electronic eye dishes out most of the time. Well, it was great anticipation in that rally from Carrie Cunningham. Looked like Steffi could have won that point easily in the middle of it, but Carrie guessing the right way.
$40-15.
Very questioning that call.
Well, I thought it was a good serve. I thought it was a very good serve from Steffi.
Gain Graf. Five games all.
Well, Graf playing well under pressure. Cunningham contributing a couple of errors the previous game, but they were positive errors. They were balls that she hit over the line. It wasn't a negative choke into the bottom of the net, which is preferable.
Love 15.
Steffi has tightened up a lot. Many of her drives are landing just around the service line, where she would prefer to be hitting within about 1 metre or 2 metres of the baseline. Ouch.
Love 30.
The only man not amused. Ouch, that must have hurt.
Yes, because Carrie hits her backhand pretty hard. And it would have been a bit of a shock for the net court judge to find that ball.
Love 40. Game Graf.
And there is the break of serve to Steffi Graf, who now leads 6-5 in the second set, having won the first 6-2.
Second set and by 1 set to love.
Steffi Graf serving for the match. First round of the Ford Australian Open, but it really has been a match.
Love.
Well, Steffi was down 5-2 in the second set, but she's just improved her game just a little bit. Carrie Cunningham hasn't changed her tactics at all. She's been hitting out and playing superb tennis. And it's just been a point here and there that's meant the difference.
Love.
I would say that Steffi tightened her game up a little bit, played a little bit more conservatively, took a little pace off the ball, and it was the pace that Carrie was enjoying so much.
Well, Carrie was definitely liking the pace from Steffi. And
growl was coming from Steffi, not happy at that drop shot, and he just made the bottom of the net.
It wasn't the right shot to play at that time.
40-15.
That is.
Well, fourth ace sets up match point.
Game, set, a match, Graf. 6-2, 7-5.
What a fabulous effort from this young 17-year-old from Michigan in the United States, Carrie Cunningham, who fully extended the #1 seed at the #1 player in the world, Steffi Graf.
I thought it was a great match, and she didn't give Steffi any free points at all. Steffi was struggling, I think, to read the forehand from Carrie, and Carrie's best shot being her backhand, and Steffi had to play extremely well to win this match. And I think the crowd had a thoroughly great time, great sportsmanship from both players, and of course there's a lot of Steffi fans out there. She's the defending champion here at the Australian Open, world champion. And she showed her true colours out there tonight. A very tough match for her, and I'm sure she's glad to have gotten that one under her belt.
And more importantly, got through it, because Carrie was a real threat in that second set. Anything could have happened had the match gone to a third. And we see the fans so eager to get close to their idols. But at this time, with the match safely in grasp for Steffi Graf, eventually winning 6-2, 7-5. We'll take a break and return in a moment.
When we look at the statistics, we can see Steffi Graf not getting a very high percentage of her first serves in play, and she'll need to improve on that, because when she does get a first serve in play, she won 75% of those points. She had 5 aces in the match, Carrie Cunningham only 2.